Hey guys, give me just a second here to finish getting this all hooked up. Because, yeah. Okay, so that's all good. Yeah, the only reason that this took so long to get started is purely because of technical issues. Who could have foreseen that coming? And there's more audio issues. Absolutely ridiculous. I would have loved to have started this stream like 5-10 minutes ago. But, yeah, nothing ever just works, you know? You feel me? You feel me, right? Did that do it? Oh, that did it. Great. So now we have game audio, game video. Good God. Okay. Let's turn on the webcam, and I think we're good. Looks like everything's working. Jesus. Yeah, okay. As for the update, I actually downloaded it 40 minutes ago. I've been fighting and trying to wrangle my computer to work for me since then. It's been a fun night. Okay, so we actually do have a lot to go over today, because not only do we have the new content, but there's also a bunch of stuff about 2.1. I took a look at the web portal on the website. I didn't say anything about that specifically, so we'll find out. Anyways, let's get going, shall we? Just move my mic a little bit here. Okay, perfect. Okie doke. Nice hair. Yeah, this is what happens when you're crawling around under a computer trying to get all the friggin' cables working. I really need to move my computer up onto my desk, but I just ain't any room up here. Okay. Well, let's get cracking. So starting off, as always, we're going to look at the welfare suit. And once we've looked at the welfare, we'll pop on over to the gacha and go through that. Make a new F2P account playing alongside your main. What do you mean? I am free to play. In all reality, though, I actually very much dislike making alt accounts on mobile games. I understand why people do it. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my jam, you know? It's just not something that I find very fun to do. So, hey, where'd all my windows go, damn it? Okay, there they are. Nothing but technical problems. Okay. Hopefully you guys had fun with the previous event. There was a lot of neat stuff in the shop. And it looks like we're back to devices. Great fun, great fun, great fun. This welfare is gorgeous looking. Try to not, I know it's really stupid to say, all things considered, but just try not to spoil the info until I get to it, because I do find a lot of enjoyment when I see stuff and, you know, kind of the first impressions thing, you know? Okay, try 8, just take a look. It did look really cool, though. Like, even the photo that I was working on for my video on Sunday, it looked really cool. While for computers, EX skill power boosted by 25%. Okay. So 4 computers now actually has a decent effect to go with it. Okay. Unfortunately, with the head slot, it's kind of on the middle ground. Like, there's a lot of really good stuff for head slots, whether it's melee or otherwise. So, but I guess if you activate 4 computers, remember though, 4 computers is a very it's a 1% boost, as you can see there on the screen. 3% if you're in a map that boosts it. Not really worth it. Not really worth it. But if you're brand new to the game and this is going to be your first mono suit, so to speak, that's pretty good. EX skill power boost, always helpful. When buffed, EX skill effect up. Oh, you know what? I forgot to look at the stats, but I'm really not expecting too much other than welfare stats, which they are. The shot attack is at least on the slightly higher side for a welfare, so there's at least that. It's probably what, 1600 on its own. It's not that bad. Cool. Gundam type though. God, it's always Gundam type. But because Gundam type has good triggers, like again, it's my opinion really hasn't changed. It's still an okay welfare part. Pretty good for new players, obviously. Okay. Budget Arius head. Yeah, well, Arius requires you to clear a good amount of story or be really lucky in the friend gacha or capital shop, so I don't know about suggesting that to new players, you know? Okay. Well, Buffy X skill up. I always say I hate this. I hate the whole concept of increasing a Buffy X skill effect because there's better things you can put in there. But each to their own. Stat-wise, the chest looks like almost every other chest in the game. That's like meh. So stat-wise, nothing really great. And Gundam type 4 computers. Again, the only reason the 4 computers tag has any sway at all is purely because of the head's ability. And as far as I'm aware, that's like the only thing that really activates off of 4 computers. There may be like 1 or 2 other things, but negligible. Tri-arm sword. B plus D. Okay, at least has decent power on it. That's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, stat-wise though, the arms are definitely a lot weaker than they should be. They don't even break 2k naturally. It is a welfare though, so can give it a pass. Shot attack, obviously, it's like the 280 something, 284. Gundam type, oh, high firepower. That's a nice tag to see on a welfare. Very easy to obtain for anyone that needs another high firepower word tag in their build. The EX skill, this is a sub-slot part for anyone that's looking for the tag specifically to harvest it. So, okay, it's a part. You know what? I can say that pretty confidently so far, looking at the Tri-H. It is made up of parts. I know that some may find that very, common sense, but some of the past welfares we've had, I really question whether or not you can really classify them as parts, you know? Yeah, this is definitely a good suit for beginners. You are right on that, guys. Okay. With speed attribute, enemy EX skill power reduced. Okay, now that can be useful. As this is a global effect skill in 3v3 arenas, this would be very convenient. Or anytime you have the ability to field more than one suit. Being able to decrease the enemy's EX skill power is pretty much negating the majority of their incoming damage, especially for shot machines that rely on magazine skills. So, yeah. And the reason I say that specifically is because, let's say you're a defender, right? You'll be able to take a bunch of hits, and against a magazine skill, it's a lot of attacks. So they have the ability to space out the attack over a decent duration. But when you're facing someone like a melee suit, typically all their stuff is in high burst attacks that are like pretty much considered one hit. So short. So when somebody pops it and flies at you, you can use a life-saving measure and you're good. But this just, it's 25% cut, it's global, it affects everyone. I just personally think it affects shooters a little more on the heavy-handed side, purely because of the fact that they have the ability to space out their attacks and do more delaying tactics. So being able to just reduce EX skill percent-wise is good. That's pretty much the whole thing summarized into a single sentence. Is good. I wouldn't put it on a main suit though, just because there's better things you can do with the legs. But as, again, for a beginner suit, it looks good, and so far it is good, so. Yeah, the effect isn't applied only for this suit. It's enemy EX skill power reduced, so it's every enemy that's in the map at any point. So if you get 4 of these reduced by 25%, that is actually a full 100 cut. It's pretty nice. Yeah, Gundam type high firepower tags. It's a decent part. Like, for what it is, a welfare part, it's a decent part. Alright, wow, that backpack is a very odd colored red. Tri-Age Eternity Shot, BD. Summon the equipment from the Gundam Age series with a special card and throw your Tri-Slash-Blade. There's our card game, boys. We're Hearthstone now, or Shadowverse, whatever your poison is. Yu-Gi-Oh? Another popular one. Magic. Anyways, you get the point. Okay, Gundam type high firepower. Cool. Stat-wise, it's a backpack. Okay, well, you know, a high firepower with a B power EX skill is not bad for a welfare whatsoever. It does come with Gundam type as well, which gives it some flexibility in higher end builds, I guess, that use or leverage Gundam type for certain trait triggers. What are these dang kids playing these days? Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. What's like the popular card games? I don't even know anymore. Haven't been on the playground in so long. You go kick over some sandcastles. Okay. Now, this is the Tri-Slash-Blade, and I find it interesting that you get to summon this and yeet it, and you can just swing it normally. Nice. Okay. So stat-wise, okay, you know, for a melee weapon, that's not bad. For a welfare, it's like 2300 or 22, 22 and a half? Somewhere around there. When in multi-mission, crit rate, bleh. Gundam type high firepower, cool. So that does check off a lot of boxes as a useful weapon. It does have high firepower, which is always nice because that works on both melee and shot builds. It's also a very common tag nowadays, so it can definitely assist depending on the weapon you're running. However, the part trait and stats obviously won't really do you well in the long run, but they're definitely good as kind of that bridge, as it is for welfare, again, a high statted part. The trait, however, not really feeling it, you know? Ya dig? While Gundam type, enemy strong melee power reduced by 25%. So this has a shot and a melee reduction. That's actually really nice. It lets you round out a suit. Arguably, you could run a 3-man squad of this gun and the... was it the legs? Pretty sure it's the legs. Anyways, the other part that does a reduction meet the criteria, and then you have 3 suits. That's 75%, and all you have to do is find one more part that fits the 25%, you know, 2 places. You're done. There you go. You got 100% cut on both. That's really healthy, all things considered. And because these are really easy to EX10, yeah. Although you'll only be able to EX10 one here. You'll have to wait for like a blueprint rerun to get another one to EX10. But yeah, I assume with what's coming in 2.1, with their whole being able to boost parts and things like that, like raise their EX skills and stuff outside of dupes, maybe. But I like the way this suit's made for beginners. It's not made for beginners, but it's made and beginners can use it. It's really good. Okay. Overall, though, I don't think much of this will see use in higher tier builds. The high firepower is useful on sub-slots, but obviously the stats are kind of mediocre. But you do have some decent traits. You have like one okay EX skill in there. But yeah, stat-wise, it's not really a standout part, so you're not going to be using it as your front piece. And yeah. High firepower, Gundam type, and 4 computers. Do with it what you will. The head you might use because of the EX skill boost, but outside of that, I can't really see it getting much action. Okay, what else we got in the shop here? Items, change gear. Right, it's all going to be in device B. Device B. Sword is compensating. Okay. Okay, so we got speed tags this week. Mass production. Okay. Federation. Okay. Commander. Okay. Transformer. For desert. Okay. So we got some of the more interesting choices for gold chips. They're not the super high demand ones, but still useful, depending on pilots and stuff like that. The sword is a card holder. I'm just getting like those vibes that the like Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc or whatever that went on the arm. That's all I can think about when I look at a weapon like that. It's like, oh yeah, it's a card holder. It's all I think is the Dual Disc every time. Okay, so before I look at the actual gadget, I want to look at the Super Sokai. 7% chance. And what does it not have? So it doesn't have like the brand new stuff. It has like everything else. Is that how this works? Oh, it even has normal pool stuff in here, does it? No, there's no way. No, it even has normal stuff in here. Well, that's kind of sad. What's... Really? Oh, the prime pool is locked too. Okay. So the prime pool is what has a guaranteed Sokai part. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Don't bother with the gacha. I don't know about that. This may be useful for people that are like just starting the game, because Sokai parts on average have better stats and typically better traits and EX skills. So if you're a brand new player picking up the game, this may be something to roll your stuff at. Only if to give yourself that very early boost and give yourself some C power to work with, right? So as for the parts inside, obviously it's a grab bag. You may get what you want. You probably won't. But I think for 1,500 Haro to guarantee a Sokai part, I'd say that's pretty good, all things considered. Obviously, it's not a targeted one, you know, but for new players, enticing. Now, let's look at the Scramble. Interesting note, also how I like my eggs. Okay, so, oh, it's one of those 80s, so I get the actual stats I can work with. 2604 shot attack, lower than average. Someone DMing me on Discord about a strike on the Sinoalis server. Every time. I want to turn off DMs on that. But I need them open. That sucks. Okay, so 2604 shot attack, lower than average. Armor-wise, okay. Well, Transformer, enemy shooting power reduced 17%. At max, that's what, 30? Alright. As Transformer is becoming a more common word tag, because, you know, there's other stuff that uses it now. It's not going to be terribly difficult to activate. It does come with Transformer itself and 4 computers, so viable there. And being able to reduce enemy shooting power is useful depending, again, on the build you run. As it is a normal pool, you will be able to get it to EX10 relatively easily. It's actually not that bad. I don't know if I would use it on a main slot though, because it does have a lower than average stat pool. I'm not so much a fan of the tags. But yeah, per build varies, right? Okie doke. The chest, Rampage, B+D, raise your shot attack by %. Not your allies or anything, just yours. So this is a selfish part. Transformer, 4 computers, stat-wise, just slightly higher than average. Oh, right, I'm at 99, so 471. That is, like, just, because base is, what, 384? So that's just above average, which means really nothing. It's negligible. The EX skill looks okay, but like I said, it is a selfish one. It's not a cutscene or anything, so, yeah. Transformer, 4 computers. It's a part. That's really all I got to say about that one. Kind of one of those things that tries to do a lot and doesn't really end up doing anything nice. You know? Okay. Arms. What are we looking at? Well, it's an integrated part, so it's going to have slightly higher than average stats. Or at least it would if it was a good part. So we're looking at 2,852 melee attack, which is markedly less than most of its competitors, even not integrated. But again, I guess integrated more often than not gives bonuses for shot, and this one does just have a couple hundred more shot attack than your average arms. Transformer and high firepower, both of those are relatively high demand tags, so that's good. That's good. Beam Cannon is a B plus D skill, which is obviously nice. Not a cutscene skill, however. So, it's actually not that bad of a part. With the way that sub-slotting currently works, if you have a normal arm, if you have an integrated arm, you'd be able to slot this in as a sub. I don't know if you want to use this as a primary just due to the stats, but again, it depends on what you have available to you. You'll be able to get Transformer and High Firepower, again, 2 relatively high demand tags, which will be helpful. But the EX skill, I don't think is really going to go very far, so you're probably going to be looking more at a trait or another EX skill to go in this position. For all I know, could be great. Who knows? They don't give us a preview. Okay. Like, it's not bad. For a part you're able to pick with the 4-star pick tickets, it's not a bad part. But it has good competition, unfortunately. All right, legs, stat-wise, 471, so that's what? Less than 100 higher than average, so negligible. Transformer, high firepower, again, that's a pretty healthy word tag spread, all things considered. Animation previews on Japanese Twitter. I'll look at it after I'm done all this. Saber Boomerang, that's going to be B plus D, right? Yeah, even at max. Okay. So, slash and hurl. Okay, so it's a melee and then a ranged. That could be useful, I guess, depending on the way that you do things. You could technically use that in arena to just instantly yeet it, kind of like the yeet shield, but you do have to stand through the original part of the animation, which includes like an attack, right? So, well, it has good word tags. The stats are, well, they're stats. They're a pair of legs. Not sure how to feel about the EX skill. We do have it on other parts. It's not really that great, so I'm just going to attribute it to the same as those. So, get it for the tags, pretty much. Alright, 5, backpack, scramble amble. While 4 computers, shooting power boosted. And this kind of feeds back into what I was saying before. All of a sudden, 4 computers becomes a pretty okay tag. Like, this will be a very easy part to get EX10 if you don't have a good backpack. Like, if you lack the Strike Noir, if you lack, yeah, I think that's, like, pretty much it for top-tier meta parts for the back for shot. Because, like, everyone runs Strike Noir unless they're doing something very specific. Anyways. If you don't have an option you already like, this may be nice to pick up just for the trait. Again, something very easy to get to EX10, but even at EX1, it is a 17% boost. That's pretty nice. Stat distribution-wise, it is a backpack. It has slightly higher than average stats, because average is 384. So, okay. Transformer, 4 computers. Transformer, again, high demand tag for certain builds. 4 computers, not so much unless you're building into this. I don't really know if it's worth getting a 4 computers tag, because a 17% shot boost, you might be better off looking at building like an Ace exclusive high firepower, maybe long range build. That'll give you like 20% or something like that on top of other traits and things. So I don't know if it's worth throwing away potentially 4% of a offensive boost. Granted, it is a 1% all-around boost, but I think the 4% on your primary offensive stat will go a lot further, pure numbers-wise. Okay. So the Scramble's not really that bad, all things considered. Again, it is a suit you can build without having to roll the gacha. So when you consider that and what it brings to the table, that's not really a bad suit. It's not great, it's not amazing. I don't know if I'd even pick a single part of it using any of my tickets, but the option is there for people that need a high firepower transformer tag set. Yeah, you are right when you say that. If the arena ever does specifically call for like a 4 computers, I can see that this welfare and some of the scramble becoming useful. But outside of that very small window. Okay, well, let's take a look at a ye old F90 Supporto. Head-mounted Vulcan. Now, they did say they're going to be rebalancing the head-mounted Vulcans. until that day comes, I'm still going to laugh every time, not really laugh, but internally chuckle every time I see a head Vulcan. Vulcans in general, really, they're just bad. They're good as a I don't have anything else to put here skill, but frankly, you should be using almost anything else. So shot attack, 2941, just under the average, give or take. It could be a lot worse, all things considered. Yeah, internally. Oh, thanks for the donation, Sukia. Stab. What is with you and stabbing me, man? You gotta stop. Actually, let me check. Is the audio for that thing actually playing through? Apparently it is. I don't know how loud it is, unfortunately, so... Or even if the audio is playing through to you guys at all. I can hear it through my headphones from here. So... I'll figure it out when I go back and watch the archive. I should probably have done that sooner. I don't think very far ahead. Okay, back to this. Long range, 400. Hey, look, there's that long range tag I was just talking about. Okay. Stat-wise, though, it's a head, 0 melee attack. Not really that surprising. We have much better options available, in my opinion, in the 4-star pick pool, as they not only break 3000 shot attack, but they actually come with something useful as a trait or EX skill. Yeah, not really doing anything for me here. Aesthetically, I think it looks pretty cool. It has a very... What's the word? Gaunt? Yeah, it's a lot more gaunt than normal Gundam faces. It's very compact and has like a very defined face to it. Other Gundams like very, very almost cherubic in nature, where it's a lot more rounded, you know? That's a lot like the, I like the Zeta head, you know? Much more to the point. But tis. Okay, moving on. When armor 70% or less, Vernier consumption equals 0. Meh. As that does seem to be something that only activates once, already makes it kind of low returns, all things considered. And being able to have Vernier consumption be nothing for 16 seconds, personally, I don't see a lot of use in that, as like you really shouldn't be using your thrusters that much. You know, get better at being a little more manageable with your Verniers. Beyond that, long range 400 again, same feeling as I had on the other part. Stat-wise, though, this chest does have very high shot attack, which is surprising to see from a pickable part. So, from a pure numbers perspective, you might want to use this as a front piece just for those stats alone, if you lack a Sokai part or another part that you are using for aesthetics or otherwise. Again, for shot machines, and again, if your build calls for it. Most won't, really. It does also have a decent amount of armor on it, so... Not bad. I don't like the word tags, though. Long range, like, sort of, 400, no. No. Missile pod and beam cannon. Hey, look at that. A-D. Wow, it has D power. Okay, melee attack, 793 shot, 556. Both are higher than average. Not bad. Not even integrated. Double not bad. Long range, high firepower. Hey, look at that. They're actually packing two tags that kind of feed off each other together. And I'm not really surprised this part has high firepower. All things considered. Look at it. So again, for a 4-star pickable part, not bad. Not bad at all. However, obviously, better parts available, and dependent on your build. I think, though, this is a very interesting part, as it does bring potentially useful tags, and a very decent stat pool for something you can just pick. Would I roll for any of these I've looked at so far? No, but, you know, for some people, maybe it's their jam. Cruise missile. A, B plus D. I would really hope a cruise missile has that kind of power behind it. Otherwise, they're even cruise missiles anymore. Okay. 21 seconds, 6 seconds. Okay, so no cutscene or anything. Long range, high firepower again, not bad. Stat distribution wise, it's just higher than average shot attack. Okay, it's a set of legs. Nothing really stands out about them. Like a nice looking EX skill, physical shot. However, Yeah, I'm not really feeling it on this one. I do like the word takes though. I do like the word take selection. I like how long range is starting to become a little more everywhere, you know? Because, yeah, God knows we need that. And the only purpose of Vulcans right now is stopping you from getting damage. No damage quest done. God, that gets me because it is true and I hate it so much. You're so close to the end of a mission and you're like, oh, I got this. He just whips his head around and the Vulcans are already spraying. You just see the stream and all you can think is not like this. Hits you once. There goes your green bar. You're done. You got to do it again. Oh, why? Okay. They should make heads have good traits if not an awakening. Why waste on a Vulcan? That's kind of like a thematic thing. A lot of these suits had a Vulcan that was used in some way, shape, or form during the time that they were either starring in the manga or anime or whatever source material, or it's kind of like an integral thing. They didn't have anything else to put there, or if they figure, why not? And they are planning on rebalancing Vulcans because nobody really uses them. I guess they originally looked at them as kind of like a general debuff tool, because that's what they do, right? You hit somebody with this chain gun and it gives a good debuff. And because it doesn't stagger them or anything, and you can use it while you're moving, whether in the EX animation or not, you can actually activate your Vulcans, activate a cutscene EX skill that has you charge at the enemy, and you'll typically have it activate as you're touching them, which obviously means your attacks will do more damage. However, the execution was meh. The thought was cool. I'll kind of get what they're going for. It just wasn't carried out well, and you can see that because almost nobody uses Vulcans. Anyways, backpack. Mega Beam Cannon D beyond has D power, long range for Tundra, so it tosses the high firepower, which is really weird considering it's two gigantic shoulder mounted cannons. But here we are. Stat wise, really nothing amazing. Slightly higher than average shot attack. Literally, looking at this, long range is the only thing that makes me go, hey, this is pretty neat. I think that's all I really have to say about it. Okay. So, Scramble and F90 S. The F90 S, unfortunately, was more or less a complete write-off. Really nothing interesting about it. Really nothing new about it. Aesthetically, looks okay. I'm not really a fan of the 400 tag. It does have high firepower though, does have long range. Both of those can be useful depending on the type of build you're going for. Scramble Gundam. Really don't know how to feel about it. It has some interesting stuff going for it, but much like the F90S, really nothing outstanding, nothing amazing, nothing that makes me look at it twice and go, hey, that's really cool. But at least, you know what, the Scramble has some potential, even as a non-Sokai, non-festival suit, purely due to the Transformer and the okay stat distribution on some of the parts, higher than average than what you'd expect for what it is. So, pretty okay, all things considered, you know. 50% of the suits, okay, that's really good averaging. Okay, at least for this. So what about this? The AI Bullseye. 3 rounds only. Okay, so you can just pick pilots. Okay. So you'll have to do a full 3 steps, 10, so that's what? 4,500 Haro chips, and you get to pick a pilot. Honestly, exchange rate wise, I'd say that is 100% worth it if you're looking for a very specific pilot or looking for more EX or trait points for your pilots. Beyond that though, I wouldn't really roll on this as... Well, actually, you know what? That's not completely true. If you can afford it, you may want to think about doing this. Just because you can hoard the 4-star pilot pick tickets until a pilot you actually want becomes available in the exchange, just grab a whole bunch of copies of it. So, much like the 4-star part pick tickets, this actually does have some longer lasting use to it. It may save you tens of thousands of Haro chips if, like, for example, when I rolled on the Lacus banner all those months ago, if I didn't get her very quickly, I would have been rolling quite a bit to get her. So, yeah. I do have a pocket 4-star pilot pick ticket, just in case. But I'll probably still roll gacha anyways, because I have no self-control. Anyways, let's look at the new pilots. Look at Fingerhat. Okay, All ranged weapon magazine boost, long range. The hell are these numbers? Yes, this is a level 99 pilot with less than 360 on the offensive tables. Four Force and Transformer. Like, I get she's a 3-star. Don't get me wrong. Oh, wow. That's... wow. Okay, just gonna move right along here. Mr. Odin Barnet with Power Attribute, All Power Boost. We do like that trait very much. We do. He is an outfighter. He has 1600 melee attack, pro tag, and force base. Pro tag, grade stats. Just a little under grade because you do have the higher tier melee pilots available now. The part trait, great. Power, very easy to activate. Again, depending on your build. He's a pretty okay pilot. Nothing I would wail for, as we do have other all-power boosted options available currently in the 4-star pick ticket area. Perhaps not with the exact same job license or stat distribution, but that's what subslots are for. Cool. Okay. Well, frankly, that's a little better than I was expecting. So... nice. Now, I wonder, do we have any of the 2.1 information published on the website yet? They're just showing us what not to get. Odin almost deserves his name. Okay, notices. Ah, there we go. Okay, well, let's take a look at this, gang. We're planning on implementing 2.1. When is this going to be implemented? At a later date. Okay, so they don't even have maintenance stuff. No, they're just 2.1's coming. So I think I was right when I said 2.1 is going to be Sokai week, as that's when all those 2.1 banners are dropping. Either that, or they're planning on adding it at the end of the month after Sokai week. Guess we'll find out. Okay. Added battle circuit, battle against clear time in the high new difficulty battle circuit. So it's just a time attack battle. You clear several missions called LAPs that you want to clear as fast as you can. You have one registered Gunpla. Once the part has been used, it can't be used again for a different LAP. So you want a whole bunch of powerful suits. Clear rewards will differ depending on the number of LAPs, total clear time, and more. And you need to do this to get the alternation feature stuff. You can resubmit your recorded clear time and build using replay as many times as you like. Energy is not consumed for battle circuit, but clear rewards will not grant XP or expert points. Cool. So alternation requires no actual energy to obtain stuff for. It's just time sunk into the game. So it's a lot like BT, just in a different application. Battle circuit details will be shared at the time of release. Will get unlocked after clearing story mission chapter 6. Cool. So make sure you clear your story, guys. We're at chapter 9 now. 9? No, 11. 11? We're at a chapter much higher than 6. I'm sure of that. Okay. Maintain the part's level, EXP and rarity while exchanging a stronger part. Increased all parameters, added EX skill and part trait upgrades, added expert points, updated alternation lineup. Battle circuit materials are now obtainable. You cannot use alternation parts in recycle. So once you alternate a part, that seems to be at full stop. That part is now permanently stuck in your inventory. So, well, you can't recycle it. So you can probably still sell it. I find it weird that they don't want you to recycle it. I guess it's because it becomes part of a different set, I guess, internally, so just to make their lives easier. I didn't get what alternation does. So, Mike, what alternation does, as per the screenshot that they had a while ago, it raises the general stat numbers, so parameters of the part. It adds something to do with EX skills / part traits. It seems to have added a second slot to it and put something in. how to actually manage this, we're not sure. We don't know if it's added based on stuff you put in, whether you get to select from a list, randomly generated, things like that. We don't know, and that's why hopefully more information comes soon. And it seems they're allowing it for AI pilots as well. Added EX skill and part trade upgrades, yeah. So it's an interesting feature, and I'm looking forward to hearing more information about it. Being able to power up my quad even further has me quite excited. Now, added bingo achievements. Gunpla for old people? Anyways. When you clear 3 achievements in a row, vertically, horizontally, blah, 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 you earn rewards. Okay, so yeah, it's a bingo card. Oh, Chapter 12 gets added. Nice. Code 5. Who didn't finish Code 5 during the initial... How do I say this without getting demonetized? Current world events. Yeah. Most of the people that were playing around February, March most likely have a full Code 5. If you don't, that's fine. It's not a terribly hard suit to get, especially with them starting to be a little more generous with these time-limited energy refills. It does give you kind of a jumping point to start grinding free missions for the drops. Change skip ticket usage. You can now choose the number of skip tickets you would like to use. Thank you. No longer will you have to sit there using one at a time. Now you can just spam, all of them. Skip tickets can also be received collectively for mission rewards and items. Okay. The maximum number of skip tickets you can select will be limited based on the skip tickets you possess, amount of energy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So obviously there's limitations. Build points over... Oh, okay. So they've increased. Okay, cool. So instead of 300 being, no, instead of 600 being the max, it's now 800 that you can get per battle boost and everything. So that's nice. They increased the general amount you can earn per day now. By what, 30%? It's pretty good. Change some weekly missions. Nice. Capital mission is open every day of the week. Just as a note, it's not exactly energy efficient to be running that. You can run it, absolutely, go for it. But it's just not very energy efficient to do so. So, food for thought. Adjusted some head parts EX skills. Vulcans, you can move freely while shooting. A recoil effect has been added. Huh, okay. Yeah, so that's their way of balancing it, from what I understand here, is after a certain amount of hits, you will begin to stagger your opponent, which may be useful. You obviously can't stumble mobile armors or anything. I can't, like, it'll be an interesting change. I just don't think it's still going to see much use, unless, no, even then I really won't see anything. Maybe you could stagger break somebody out of an EX cutscene if they're charging at you. That might make it useful, lifesaver, but again, who knows? CIWS, GN Vulcan, Eagle Stellan, Sagatus. I'm not even going to pronounce the rest of these because you can read them all on the screen and it doesn't really matter. We all know what they're talking about. It's definitely not because I didn't want to try and pronounce that, I swear. Added a background to the camera feature, cool. You can place your Gunpla in the same positions as their box art. Nice. Add a new Gunplas. Death Army 1-star full set and club-shaped beam rifle ranged 1-star. Oh, nice. I have no idea where the Death Army is. Sounds pretty spooky. Okay. Oh, cool. Max cap raised to 210, and if you have even 1 XP point over the max, which is 200, it'll just be converted into an energy refill for you. Nice. Added capsule animation. Improved animation of parts and AI capsules. Not added to friend point capsules. Second class citizen. Death Army is the mobile suits from G Gundam. Now here's the thing, guys. I'm glad you all recognize it. 100%. It's great. I watched like almost none of G Gundam, at least none that I can actively remember. I remember Shining Finger. That's pretty much it about G Gundam. Don't at me, Sukiya. Okay, moving on. And you'll not be able to access games during maintenance, which is pretty straightforward. Yeah, pre 2.1 festival. Really nothing else here. Oh yeah, that new Inferno mission, the advanced beam mode where all beams do more damage. So everyone crack out your X-Bone chests, you pretty much win. Cool. They got the ranking rewards again. Cool. Pre 2.1 festival. Free 6-star tune-up login bonus. So just log in, you get free stuff. Ooh, nice. I'm curious. Is it just like one of each? Oh, no. It's a capsule where you can get these items. Okay, cool. So, yeah, neat. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to have anything else here for me to look at. So, I guess we're done here. So, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in, hanging out, and all that stuff. I really want that new alternation feature in that battle tower thing. That was pretty cool. We're not done here. You're right. We got to go to the JP Twitter. Thanks for reminding me. Let me bring up Discord here real quick. Just get all these videos primed here real quick. So that one. That one. Oh, they don't show up for the welfare? Oof. Okay. Let me just move all this stuff out of the way so I don't run into like one of those infinite recursion things. Web browser, web browser, web browser, web browser. Okay. And we'll bump you guys on over to my desktop. Yes, nothing incriminating. We're all good. Okay. So let's take a look at mobile suit number 1. Now, which one is this? Scramble. Cool. Oh, Jesus, that's loud. I guess you guys couldn't hear it because I muted desktop noises. For the better. So that's the EX skill on the legs. Yeah, and it eats it. Okay. Summons the portals and blasts things to death. The portal one actually looks pretty cool. Like, I'll give it that. That looked pretty cool. The first EX skill, though, I'm really not feeling here, you know? It's not really doing anything for me. So, the second one, though. The second one's definitely doing stuff. I like that. That looks cool. Not enough for me to want it. That's okay. And the other one is the support. Alright, let's take a look at what we got with this sucker. Hold on a damn second. Go back. I was showing off the head Vulcans. I better have been showing off the head Vulcans. It's like nothing happened. Yeah, okay, it was showing off the head Vulcans. Good. Okay. So, backpack. That's pretty much like a Nick Snipe from Buster. Wow, those missiles did diddly. And cruise missiles. Okay. Well, overall, it's, those are definitely interesting. I'm not really sure how to feel about them, frankly. I do like the the chest from the Scramble. I do like the portals. I don't really like the rest of it, though. I just mean the rest of the X skills in general, so. Like, I guess maybe the Beam Saber one has some usage, again, when you do the whole yeeting thing, but the rest of it, not so much. Event blueprints. Okay, fine, yeah, no, you're right. Let's take a look. What's in the event blueprints this week? Bada bing, bada boom. We have the Ale. Cool. The GP01. And the Tryon. Oh, nice. The Tryon came back. Cool. Kabakali, Tetra. Alright. Pretty cool. If you want to see the actual part reviews for all these things, you're going to have to dig back and find the videos for them. I'm not about to review 3 more mobile suits. Especially not ones I've done before. Yeah, Celestial Being, Photon Ring Cannon, and I think the last one... I mentioned it in the video I made, I can't remember what it is now. Anyways. So with that, there's really nothing else left to cover. We've gone over the event blueprints 2.1, all the new content that got added, and we took a look at the prime pools for the Sokai 2.1, which is pretty cool. Colony Laser, yeah, that was it. Okay. Well, guys, like I was saying, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in, all that. Tomorrow night, at least night for me, I will be doing a run-through, or playthrough, I guess, of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So if you want to just hang out, chat, and yeah, feel free to join. If not, that's cool. I'll see you guys all for more GBGW stuff come Sunday. Sunday for me. Don't know about your time zones. And obviously a week from now when I do another one of these. So peace out, guys, and I'll see some of you tomorrow, and I'll see some of you later. Peace.